Podcast. I'm G.
I'm Dom.
I'm DJ.
I'm Andrew.
Yes,
Yeah.
our special guest today, which
Woo!
he doesn't do anything important. He just has a little soda company in
We-
town.
Yeah, we what is it? My baby cries a lot.
So yes, for those who don't know, it is Andrew, the owner or co-owner of Southside Craft Soda, who is our sponsor for the show, like always.
Yeah, happy to be here today.
Right here.
Should get the money plugs in, and of course, we're also sponsored by Texas Bearded Cartel as well.
Woo-hoo.
So make sure you get some of
Chingon
their
way.
Chingon gear. And of course, we're at Southtown 101 live on Pub Sports Radio through Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and then we repost to Instagram as well the next day. And of course, you can hear on iHeartRadio, Google Play, all the good places where you can hear your podcast. So this is our first episode with Donna gone because she's busy at the rodeo.
I get sad.
So we got DJ filling in today.
Hey, that's my
So
primo.
it's not a bad thing. So normally we start the show with what we did over the weekend. So you want to go ahead and tell the folks what you did over the weekend?
It was. Oh wow!
Whoa.
Very good
You
weekend.
you know what? I went over to the grand opening of Dos Serenos Brewing
Whoa.
yesterday. It opened up and they have all of our sodas, and they ran out of our soda, but they're getting filled up today. So that was really cool. It's right
Ran
there,
out.
right down here on Southtown. So I spent quite a bit of time there yesterday. So that's
Saying something.
so, but great beer, great ambiance. Definitely go check that out.
Definitely. And you know what? You can also catch Tex Cola there as well.
Yeah, it's if you don't have great food and if you don't want to drink, sometimes folks go to a brewery and they don't want beer.
They just like the atmosphere.
right, the atmosphere. That's at
Get
least
thirsty.
there's at least a local craft soda there available.
An alternate choice, a better choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So jumping in for those who don't know, want to explain what Southside Craft Soda is? Like,
Yeah.
the flavors?
So, me and my co-founder, Greg Spickler, and I always say Greg is, Greg and I are both craft beer guys. We came from Alamo Brewery, and shout out to Eugene and the
Shout
crew
out.
over there at Alamo Brewery. And we had this idea, I had an idea of creating a soda that was inspired by the flavors of South Texas. And then ran across Greg. I said, "Hey, Greg, got this idea," and Greg's a maker. So Greg's a brewmaster. He can make anything, and just a great guy. And we had this kind of moment in time where we ran across each other at a bar. It's like
Great things happen at a
and
bar
I go, "Hey,"
sometimes.
and then it kind of took off about 2 years ago. And then about a year ago, then we had some other folks come and join our group to help launch the product. And then we launched this product here, which is our Texacola. Texacola is very what I would call South Texas soda. We use Mexican cane sugar. We have local honey. We have Valley citrus. I'm sourcing citrus from
Y
Hard Hill.
todo.
Yeah, and everything. So it's a nice, refreshing cola. It's got that Mexican sort of cola taste with a citrus.
That Fiesta taste.
It's
There
got
you
that,
go.
Yeah, it's that Fiesta.
Fiesta. Shout
Fiesta,
out.
yes. And so it's got that Fiesta taste. And then over the winter time, we produce these two new flavors, which is our Limoncito and then the Beeville there, to kind of give us a little bit more variety and allow us to kind of expand a little bit into the market. So other than that, I'm a Southsider, went to Harlandale. That's why it's named Southside Craft Soda.
Dang.
So I'm, what they would call Puro Southside. Grew up there along the Missions. And I think if you put the box upside down, there's a shout out to the hood on the bottom of
Right there.
There's a shout out to the hood on the bottom
Right
of the box. It talks about the Southside legacy and a
Definitely.
map to the Missions. And so kind of using it as a tool to kind of tell our story of who we are and what we aspire to do with our product.
Yes, and they are delicious. I've been the whole sponsorship always breaks out because I always asks us like, how did we get so lucky? So it was just one of those. You were in the processing, get ready to bottle. and I had been following for a good while. I think
Yeah.
a good couple of months, and I just kept bugging him.
Yeah.
So I was like, when
What's
can,
up,
I,
soda?
when can I get a bottle? When can I get a bottle? When can I get a case? And then yeah, just from there.
Yeah, no, and
eventually
it's
started
been
buying.
great. It's just been great, and we've had a lot of people support our product. A lot of great local bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
HEB, shout out to them as well. HEB has put us in a we're in quite a bit of locations in the soda section. So
Mhm.
and we're just continuously, kind of continue to get the product out. It's not where it needs to be in terms of it's not in every place that we'd like it to be in right now, but we're
Right.
working on that. And I think it's exciting. I mean, we're the only craft soda in San Antonio, made in San Antonio,
This is
And-
true.
and we're very happy to be a part of this podcast and supporting it and supporting just local talent, right? And trying to build our local economy, and we do it by leaning on each other.
Yeah. Community is everything. If we support each other, then a stick alone breaks, but a bundle stay
Right,
together.
right? Yeah.
So that's all we need to be.
and there's so much talent right now in this market.
But we're
So that-
underlooked,
and yeah, and I think that we have to push ourselves and kind of get ourselves. We have to not be. We're beautiful, humble people,
Yeah, humble.
right? We're beautiful, humble people.
I would say very humble.
We don't look for recognition, right? And the thing is we want other people. It's like, hey, man, it might be our time just to say, hey, San Antonians are here.
Stop being so passive
Right,
and let's go for it.
Yeah, let's stop being. I kind of was joking with somebody the other day. I go, it's crazy. In like 1968, like San Antonio built a random tower in the middle of San Antonio.
A random tower.
You know what I mean? And then what happened after that? Like, all right, it's like, did we accomplish everything we needed by this? Where did everything else go?
We got a skyline.
Yeah.
I always think of like the Friendship Tower. They just like randomly put it there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh crap, we gotta put a street there. Okay, we're gonna make it a roundabout, and then we'll worry about it later.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just funny. So
Now it's like a piece of art.
So I didn't get a
Right.
chance to actually do the question of the day, so I just posted it up right now just for giggles, I guess.
For shits and giggles.
Yes. So I put what is your favorite type of soda? So obviously ours is Texas Cola. Here.
Texas Cola right here,
One of my favorite
boy.
ones, and not just because we're getting sponsored.
No,
No, it really is. It really is, but
I
it's
drink
funny.
this
It's funny because when we were first getting them, everybody would come over because it was one of those. Well, here, try it. Like word of mouth, families, friends. Here, you try it.
Be tossing
And then
them back.
like the second case, everybody was like, "Can I get one? Can I get one?" I was like, "No, like they're just for the
They're
podcast."
mine.
Go,
I was
please,
like,
go
I was
buy
like-
it.
yeah, I was like, they're just for the podcast. What I have to go out of my way to go pick them up. I was like, especially from going from the north side, south side. I was like, no, y'all gotta be on the podcast. I was like, y'all want to try them, you're gonna be on the podcast. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go out of my way, just giving them out. But it's it
Yeah.
was funny because I
Lot
took
of
some to
people.
work for my bosses, just to kind of, like I said, I was trying to get
Yeah.
everybody to kind of try them, and I show up, and the one they're like, you can't have alcohol. I was like, it's not alcohol. And I was like, for the bottles. And then like.
Chill.
And then like I gave it like to one supervisor, and it's funny because almost all of them they're like, "Oh, well, I don't drink soda." I was like, "Look, just try it. It's like half the calories of a Coke bottle." I was like, "It's
Yeah.
only 100, was 120,
Selling
140.
point.
So I was like,
it's less sugar.
Yeah, I was like, a little bit less sugar. I was like, just try it. And then another one come back and be like, "Hey, I'm not drinking sodas either, and I heard you going to the other manager. Is there a way that I can get one to try one? Because I heard it's like really good." And then like I was like, "I'll get one to taste this. I'm not giving y'all like y'all get one bottle to taste." That's
Well,
it.
it's real. That's the thing, right? Like, when we started drinking soda, when we were putting them and making them in kegs,
Ooh.
and this was like, and I don't know if you ever had any of the stuff before we bottled.
No.
So we would, and Greg would make just kind of really old-fashioned, old-school keg soda out of our jockey boxes, and then you would taste that, and you'd go like, "Wow, that's like real!" Like it was everything about the flavors were
Yeah.
as authentic and real. Well, you had some soda out of the kegerator.
Mhm.
I think you had the red one that we were working on,
Yes.
a top secret red soda,
Mhm.
Southside craft soda.
The mystery one.
Other than Big Red,
The mystery
Tell me
one.
more.
The mystery one that'll never hit shelves.
the mystery one, yeah, the mystery in our kegerator. So but because that's where you start really experimenting with real flavors.
yeah.
And then you taste it and you go like, and it really changes your perspective on, this is how soda probably maybe your grandparents, your great grandparents were drinking, right? It was more of a
The
natural,
pure cane sugar.
right? It was more of a natural, and it wasn't made for you to drink 40 of them.
No, just like
Yeah, it was
that one would be good enough.
Yeah, the one would be good enough,
and
right?
it was never good enough.
Yeah, and so the one would
I want more.
so bad. So back then they would drink the real stuff, and it was a treat for them,
I was
right?
gonna say, plus they were out on the fields like all day,
Yeah.
so it didn't
Yeah.
matter. They burned it all off by the time.
Yeah.
by the time
They
they
were
were done.
mechanics, so everything,
Yeah,
working hard out there.
yeah. Our ancestors were hunters and gatherers.
There you go.
We're just now gatherers.
Yeah.
We gathering a lot.
And hunting
Somewhere.
I was gonna say, and then hunting the thought of losing
Somebody.
the
Hey, thank you.
But real quick, because that was one thing that I was interested in when we were talking about it a while back, is what exactly classifies a craft soda as
So
opposed to regular
yeah,
soda?
so truly right now everything that we have on the market would be considered craft soda in the sense that we're only doing about 800 cases a run, which is about 20,000 bottles, which everybody was like 20,000 bottles. I mean, the big guys are doing millions and millions of product, right?
Right.
We're just
In tin cans.
Yeah, our 800 cases. There is, especially in like our Texacola, I do source, we do source citrus from the valley. I have a farm called the U.S. Citrus, which is in Hargill, Texas, where we actually get depending on the seasonality of the fruit. Like right now, we've got the oranges and the limes are in season, and so we'll put this next run. We'll have real juice from the valley, the oranges and limes. Sometimes I can't get the oranges because they're out of season, so
Right.
then I'll use maybe the limes from Hargill. But there's really intention there for us to put that in there. Honey, we use local honey. Greg, our co-founder, is I'm gonna use a big word here, apiculturist, beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
And, yeah, so he's a beekeeper and
Apiculturist.
yeah, I know apiculturist. Hey.
Look it up. I
Uh,
dare you.
So he's an apiculturist, so we use local honey, and we use also honey from Pearsall, and that goes into this. So really is a true South Texas
Yeah, soda.
craft soda.
Is that craft soda? That's what separates it from just a soda.
Right. And that's what separates from soda. And we're putting the ingredients there in the vats and we make it over at Alamo Brewery, and so it's still there's still a human sort of touch to it. It's it's not putting having
A
somebody
machine.
manufacture a syrup and dropping the thing and it pops it out.
Now, one cool thing that I think about the fact that you're bottling there out of Alamo is, for those who actually like look up their website, because I did one thing that I did do research, is that they got started from what beer company? There's a beer company that helped bottle them while they were starting.
That was Real Ale in Blanco, Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I used to bottle Alamo.
Yeah,
Dang,
so they used to
Blanco.
bottle them first, and then they were able to get enough money to do it. So I think it's cool seeing them like returning the favor now to you guys
Yeah,
and
that's-
bottling for you guys when they could have just been like, okay, later, have fun.
yeah, I know, and that's what it's about. Again, this is
Texas love.
This is the thing right now, right? For the whole market, any product out there. And by the way, there's some fantastic products that are coming out. I mean, I'm like all of a sudden I forgot all. I got camera shy.
It's okay. Everybody has their
Yeah,
one.
While he's looking that up,
Yeah.
you can always go to 210culture.com, and on the homepage we
that
do
link.
have a store locator. That we have a link there that you can actually go put in the zip code and find out which HEB has one nearby
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah, so we got I was gonna say shout out to Chris Cook, who's got Special Leaf Tea. They're doing some really cool things there. There's a bunch of folks doing like cold brew coffee, right? So this whole industry, this craft beverage, sort of small beverage, is starting to evolve, and it's cool that we get to support each other. Like, how do we grow this thing together? Because what's that saying? Water, the tide raises all boats, or whatever.
Mhm.
Something like
Yeah.
that, right?
So when one eats, everybody eats.
Yeah, and we
Basically.
can't support each other. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Exactly, and it's just it always we always have to go look for it. It's like that's like the first section I go, and I just see every time I go, there's just more brands, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But here's my south side. Let's go. But yeah, I think it's just funny how you go, and then you can start seeing it too. Just if you go to the bigger stores where it used to be a little tiny section, now you got a whole quarter section of the aisle where it's just different craft sodas.
It's starting
there.
to change, right?
Yes.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually something that I think is you're going to begin
That's
to
great.
see, right? Is as customers are becoming more and more
Demanding.
well, yeah, demanding, and I think the other thing is uh, they're learning more about products. Like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to buy the 24, or the the 50 pack or whatever it is of
yeah.
of corn syrup, artificial flavor
Mhm.
drink. I'm going to spend a little bit more, but I'm going to have a better quality product,
Better quality.
and I'm not gonna, and I'm going to enjoy it, right? And I think you'll see that, and I think you'll also see like just a sparkling beverage sort of growth as well.
I was gonna say it's kind of like how they had the whole craft beer boom like a couple of years ago, where
Yeah.
everybody was like making them, and then
Is it an
now
IPA?
I'm gonna say, and now it's kind of like
Is this a stout?
I wouldn't say it died down, but I mean it's not as big as it was like a couple of years ago, where it's like, oh well, there's this brewery and this one. And I feel
I
like now
prefer a
it's
Pillsbury.
Yeah. Well, that, but say to me right now, San Antonio's about to, because we're like 10 years behind. So when we get, we're about to get our boom, and you see it now with like, we're finally getting our craft brewery distillery boom, right? It took a little bit of time, but you see things like, Maverick Distilling, or like I said, Dos Serenos, or Kunstler kind of popping up, and you're starting to see a little bit more. There's that new one that used to be over at the Brooklynite, but you're seeing like this little surge of these craft manufacturers, which is cool.
It's a boom of industry, of entrepreneurs, and now today's society. It's everybody who started going to college, in the 90s, and now are becoming the adults now, and making the future.
I just think it has to do with the whole like how far we're growing. We're just people are coming over. It's like you have the people that are willing to take the risk. I feel like a couple years ago, you still had those people that like had the idea, but then you don't have the family support to like go out and go do it.
And the capital, San Antonio's the purse strings are open. I always say that there's not a lack of capital. Ironically, I think there's a lack of.
You seen Terrell Hills? You seen the
you have to have the plan in place, right? That's really what they're looking for. It's like, so what's the plan? And then you go,
you gotta have a solid plan.
I didn't think about that.
I think we're gonna I didn't get this far. I didn't plan to get this far.
I didn't even think I was gonna get this far. Well,
I was just glad to get my name out there. Hey.
To make soda, that was the plan.
I like soda.
How? With a machine and ingredients.
Exactly. It's all just it's all like, and that's probably what the crux of it is. It's all like financial analysis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all this business is now.
Definitely all business capital. Johnny Manzo.
Yep. don't go out and drinking all your capital away.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about.
Or spending it at cheesecake like Vincenzo.
Dang, shots fired. Speaking of taste, DJ, your first time trying the Beeville, how's it?
It's my new favorite soda.
Dang.
That goes even better with any alcohol, period.
Beeville's pretty good on its own. It's a Dr. Pepper root beerish soda vibe, but I think to Nato's point that the whiskey
Is it just right?
tastes pretty damn good with the whiskey. Yeah, I mean that's just
as our that Christmas party showed.
Yeah, that was fun.
Dang.
That Christmas party was awesome because like half the people there, when you would like try to introduce it, they were like, "Oh yeah, I had it on the podcast," or "I was on the podcast and I tried it," or it was somebody who had no idea what it was. It was like one or the other. It was like one or the other. You didn't have anybody really who was like, "Oh yeah, I've tried it before." So either like, "Oh, I've heard it on their podcast," or "Oh, I've never heard of it."
Yeah, it's still you still there's over 1 million people here, and that probably maybe we got a lot of work to do. It's just
cover all that ground.
Organic or kind of continue organic growth.
Yeah, I know when we had remember Joe the comedian from Laredo,
Laredo.
when they actually got it in Laredo, he had like tweeted or he had tagged us. It was like, "Look what I found." He's like, finally I don't have to wait till I go back to San Antonio to buy some. He's like, I can buy it here
funny,
now.
Man.
So yeah, he was here a couple of weeks ago, or actually like a month ago. So I caught up with him. That was pretty fun.
Lovely's back in the
We are in
area.
Laredo. Yeah, the soda's in Laredo. It's in the Valley, Corpus, Houston, Austin, some places up north, Waco, that sort of thing. So it's kind of continued its push north.
Yeah, that area is pretty hot, and I don't mean just by soda.
Yeah, and right now, because I know we mention every time, right now only the Texacola is in stores. These
Yeah,
you have to get exclusively from Andrew.
Yeah, we've got exactly. We have some. If you go to our Insta, I know we posted a little while back about where you could buy our additional flavors, and I think there's some. I know that as I look this up, and Otto's going to talk about something else.
Yeah, I am. I was just
Yeah,
busy.
were you
I was busy
drinking?
drinking. So this is the
Thanks for
time.
reminding
This
us,
is the
man.
time to get another plug in. So I totally forgot the hat today, but Texas Beer Cartel is just celebrated their 2-year anniversary yesterday. So
Chingon way.
shout out to him. Shout out to Steve.
Keep the beer game going.
So I forgot to get a hat, but check out their shit.
You see it
Today
everywhere.
they're at Frankie Diablo's till I think
Oh, yeah, I saw
7
down there.
for the Purga, Rock Purga or something. I forgot what they call it. So he's been showing me some cool designs with some people that he's working on, and dude, they're pretty sick. And
Definitely need a new update on my shirt.
and there's just a little something special. Me and
Steve.
him are cooking up that it's gonna be pretty nice too. But that'll be fun. And then of course, we forgot to talk about what we did over the weekend. Why?
Oh,
get it all
we
together.
kind of like sidetracked
Yeah,
because it's about Andrew here.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So,
I think
Well, I mean, went to the rodeo yesterday, saw Keith Urban,
Yes, I saw that.
and then it got very moist in the I was like, oh god, all the women are singing.
moist.
It got very moist in the stadium up there, and we were up in the nosebleeds, but
He
it
was
was
like,
just
"I'm the
like-
captain now."
you just heard everybody swoon. I was like, oh hey, what's up? But yeah, it was the rodeo. I enjoyed it. I love the livestock and everything, seeing them ground meat. You know what I mean? That's how they make it.
And then when he was in the concert, it was more like,
Yeah, everybody yelling around. But you know what? I mean, I really like going to the rodeo every once in a while. You really see the culture on the different side of what we used to be all about. Now that time has changed and everything's mechanical, everything's John Deere,
mechanical bulls.
everything mechanical bulls now.
Yeah.
What about you, DJ?
And then they're making meat with no meat.
Oh, hey.
None really.
Chilling out.
Nephew's birthday party. Just went to
Oh,
that. Nothing too major.
family's important.
Nice.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had like a busy since Wednesday. I've just been nonstop, so it's just
You look tired, buddy.
a little bit. I was kind of sleeping in here. Wednesday I went to Austin for
We saw
AEW.
that.
'Cause I'm a big wrestling fan, so that was
Wow.
like the best. I was so happy. I've been waiting since January to go see them. They went to Corpus and I was supposed to go, but I couldn't get off from work. So Mike from Noodle Tree, shout out to Mike.
Mike,
Shout
need
out.
He
some
hooked
noodles.
it up. He hooked it up with some tickets. He's
Menudo
like,
noodles.
he knew how big I am at AEW, and he's a big fan too. And he's like, "Cool, let's go." So he bought the tickets, and we went out there,
Mike.
had a good time. Scooby Doo was there. There was a guy dressed up as Scooby Doo in the front row, so that was fun. Then Thursday, I dragged my ass to work slowly. And
Slowly.
I went in at noon, and then we went to these guys.
These guys.
So that was fun. Of course,
There's
the
that great
210
food.
Crunch that's named after us is now officially on the menu, which is dope. It's a crunch wrap with asada, fries, Fritos, cheese,
Everything you love.
all wrapped inside a tortilla like a crunch wrap. It was great.
That's awesome.
It was great. And then Friday, we went with Roy to a New Moon spa over in
Look like you
Shirts.
got a waxing.
Yes, he decided to wax his coin purse.
Oh, Jesus.
He got a Brazilian wax. So
Good luck, ladies.
I got paid good for that one. So yeah, so we went in and filmed him getting waxed. So that was
Oh.
interesting.
He's like, Kelly Clarkson.
We took our friendship to the next level there. So that was done on Friday. That was awesome. Then we went to Martha's Grill for Valentine's Day dinner.
Aww.
They had this great
Yeah, where's the-
there you go. We had a great I had a great lunch Valentine's Day special. It was
I
the
hope
whole
so.
like skillet of fajitas and chicken fajita and sausage.
Nothing says
And-
love like fajitas.
Yes, it came with two giant ass margaritas, and then dessert was a tres leche cheesecake, which was like bomb, and it was all under $50, so it was like super good. So shout out to Martha's
Shout out.
Grill, off of Hebner and Blanco.
You spared no expense for your love.
Yes. And then Saturday I got conned.
No comment.
Saturday I got conned at we went to Fredericksburg
conned?
for the Victory Cup, which
Oh.
was conned because in all the photos we were promoting, they showed that there was a polo match and there was no goddamn polo match. That was like the whole reason I went. But
it was a lot of people wearing polos.
yeah, there wasn't. I was really sad. I bought a polo just for the event. And I was very sad. And even new Sperry's and
Yeah.
everything. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like blend in, and then I go and I see everybody in like boots and like Carhartts, and I'm like, yeah, I came to the wrong event. But it was so cool though. It was fun. They had all you can eat crawfish for
Oh,
like
nice.
6 hours, so everybody was just like chowing down, and then it was
Dang.
all you can drink rosé and champagne as well. So it was a good time.
Fancy.
It was a good time. Then I came back and I went to sleep, and then I woke up and edited Roy's video, and now I'm here. So pretty busy week.
Pretty
but
busy.
Well, I got
Kudos, you're here.
So shout out to our marketing coordinator, Marina.
Shout out.
She sent me. I said, where else can we find the product besides the Texacola? It's a list of great local establishments. At least Pop Modern at the Pearl has our has all of our product. Dinger Trading Company in Bernie, Z's Wood Fired Pizza in Bernie, Number 9 Floral, Southern Than a Mother, Long Tab Brewing
Other than the mother.
has all our products. La Tuna has them,
La Tuna.
Capicionado, and then New Braunfels Brewing Company. So they carry all three of
Money.
our products. So we'll post that online. So if anybody wants to kind of find where they can maybe go visit these actually really cool local joints, and then also buy our craft soda.
yes, and I know Point Park actually does a root beer float with the Texacola.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, shout out.
You know what? Rolling Rays too. Rolling Rays.
Yes.
They do a float with the Texacola as well. So
Yeah, we used to film a lot at Point Park. She already knows when I walk in. When I'm there, she's like, sponsor drink. She's like, all right, here you go.
Keep them on ice.
The first time we
baby.
went, I was like, yeah. Or she's like, what do you want to drink? I said, well, Southside's here. I have to have it for the video. She's like, okay. So every time she's like, y'all filming? Yeah. She's like, okay, here you go. She already cracks it open. She already knows. She's like, here you go.
Gotta
So,
love that. Gotta love
shout
that.
out to them. In the comments, we got Albert from Mirameros. He says, what's up, guys?
So,
Albert.
What's up, Albert? Hope you guys are having a safe trip back.
Que pasa, güey?
They were with us there yesterday, but they were coming back today. We came back last night because
Wow.
Donna had to go work the rodeo. So she's over there selling shirts. So if you're in the little pavilion area of the rodeo, go buy a shirt from her.
Do it. Do it
Um,
now.
But yeah, and then of course, just for shits and giggles, let's touch on the fact that you're also an ex-musician in retirement.
Oh man.
We got your records.
You got my record.
Hit the music. No.
Send in the.
So how was that like? touring
Wow,
with your
you
whole-
know, you just
Got you.
So I was in a Tejano band. It's kind of funny. I was in a Tejano band when I was younger, 19.
Everybody look it up now.
Los Chavalos, LOSCHAVALOZZ. It is possible to still buy my album.
Nice.
Nice.
My daughter,
Everybody go buy
my
it.
daughter went to Amazon and said, "Hey, Dad, it's like $4.99. It's on sale."
That's still more expensive than a lot of albums today. So I mean,
you have to own a CD player, right? So
Dang, gotta go dust it
you
off.
gotta go dust off that CD player. So yeah, no, it was a really cool experience. A lot of great memories. We recorded one album. I was, matter of fact, opened up for Emilio Navaira. I mean, this was kind of late 90s. Did the scene, played down there in the valley. Ramon Ayala, all of these other big guys opened up. I'd say it didn't open up for them, but
Technically.
I mean, they opened up for us.
Oh, okay.
A band called Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh,
And no, let me tell you. It's a true story. True story. It was in El Paso, Texas. True story. There's like the the parent stage and the child stage.
Mm.
And so the big stage is over here, and it's just like, massive concert stage, right? It's got the huge speakers, the lights, and Earth, Wind, and Fire is playing on this side of the parking lot, and there's just thousands of people looking at them. And then there's like this little stage on the other side, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the filler, fill the music, fill the time while the big band is transitioning.
Yeah.
So we were like the filler, fill the music.
Oh.
After Earth, Wind, and Fire went and they got the new band on. We kind of had to kill like the 30 minutes in between, right? So
Dang.
technically
They opened up for you. They were finishing already. Yeah. Technically, hey.
I mean, if
That's
y'all
a
running the
smart-
same race, you still win, regardless. Regardless of where the finish line's at, it's fine.
Yeah, but it was a really cool.
That's really cool.
Because it was like a tour of American music or something, and so it was Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was Little Richard, yeah, which was actually a trip to. Little Richard was he was like in his. We were all staying at the same hotel, and he'd be like, you didn't want to. We were musicians. We were like, we're pros, right? I'm not gonna. Oh yeah. He's like, oh, be all like nuts about you when I'm.
Yeah.
Say, hey, what's going on, bro? Hey, he's doing a good show. Good show. You're like, damn it, that was Little Richard. Mind blown.
What?
Mary Wilson from the Supremes. That was another one. It was really a really cool show.
A lot of big names.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out. We all stayed in the same hotel,
That's
and you just kind of like, hey, and I was 20, 21. I mean, no better time.
at your prime.
No, yeah. It's all downhill. Oh, wait, downhill.
You're still at your prime. It's still falling down slowly.
Went all downhill from there, bro. But yeah, you can catch us and get on YouTube, and there's some more songs on there. And
Especially
shout out to
the
those
reunion.
guys, right? All of those. There's a lot of great musicians that came out of our band that are still in the industry and still playing. So pretty cool stuff.
I don't remember because I was watching the video of the reunion tour.
Yeah,
And
we did it.
And I was remember how you telling me how like it was hard for y'all to all get together to do the reunion because of the schedules.
Yeah, so we did it. We decided to do a reunion show, and half the band's like still active musicians, and the other half is working folk that
doing their thing
with 9 to 5s, and so those guys, they couldn't rehearse. It was like the sweet spot on Sunday night, right, which was like 7 to 11, and we did the show. And mind you, never do a reunion show during the day. It's hot. And you want to do it. No, you want to do it when everybody's drunk.
Yeah. I sound better.
Like,
all
what?
right.
I don't know what he's saying, but it makes me dance.
Make me sway.
You want to make sure you're drunk, because it was exactly, because actually it was a lot of pressure. Like I didn't even when I got back on, it'd been like 20 years since the last time I performed, and then you're like, it's like, oh wow, everybody's like sober and it's hot and like oh my god, and but yeah, no, we made it happen. So I'm glad I had that experience.
So they're gonna come back and they're gonna come back one more time.
Reunion tour.
Who knows, man? Who tell you?
We'll bring over Lionel Richard. We can afford both. It's fine. At this point, we could probably afford both. It's cool. Some more comments. We have Linda saying howdy G. Hi Linda. And then Albert said they're staying another day. Back about him coming back. So they're gonna stay another day to eat some more wine and food.
Wow, lucky him.
Where's that at again?
That was out in Fredericksburg, which is like
give me some peaches while you're at it.
Yeah, it's like peaches and wine. This is all that's out there.
Yeah.
Like we drove down like a street for a good like 6 miles. It was like
peach
winery, peach wine, peaches, peach wine, winery. And I was like, God damn. And then we stopped somewhere and they were like free chocolate samples. And then apparently they get their chocolates from Venezuela. Whoa. So that was pretty cool, like learning about how they make the chocolate from there. Because it's like this giant ass like seed. It looks like the seeds from Rick and Morty. The one in the first episode, they shows up his butt. Like one of
Put
those.
it up your butt.
Yeah, it's like one of those, and then they're like, you crack it open, and then
jeez, Rick.
inside, they're like, it's the berries of the fruit, or so you just dig that shit out, and then you just get the seeds. Like they're growing this whole thing just for like the little seed.
Seeds.
They're like, yeah, and that's how you make the chocolate. Depending on how much of the seed you use in the formula, depends on like if it's dark chocolate or not.
Jeez, Rick.
So I ended up leaving with a $16 bag of chocolate. So
There you go.
Dang.
so there's that. But of course, let's jump into some of these topics, shall we?
Sure.
So first topic here, it says photos show constructions of San Antonio's first Delia's Tamales location is well underway. Delia's Tamales fans are getting ready for a taste of what the first Delia's will look like on the north side. Delia's is a staple of the Rio Grande Valley with 6 locations throughout the region. Many are making plans to visit when it opens its doors. The grand opening should be this spring with an April date. What is your favorite tamale spot? Who cares? Delia's coming to overthrow them all.
Wow.
That would
Thanks,
be-
Donna. We already hear you.
So obviously we know what Donna thinks.
Yeah.
Delia's is legit. The Delia's is
She's
legit.
answered all these questions already, but she hasn't right now.
Delia's is legitimate tamales.
Mhm.
You hear all the people from the valley like yelling in the back. Yes.
Never been. So
Well,
Yeah.
well, it's
I
like a
haven't
dream
either.
come true. It's actually kind of like one of those things where you walk. It's like a, and I don't want to say it's the setup's like fast food, but it's not fast. But it's not fast food.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can just go in and like,
They just make it really
I want
fast.
2 chicken, I want 3 this, I want 1 of those, one, and then
A lot
they
of
make you like variety.
a variety pack.
Yeah, and
Dang.
it's just like it's kind of for tamale lovers.
I've been given a tamale from Delia's, but I've never been to Delia's.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
she's always been hyping it up since she's moved over here. She's like, all the tamale places suck. The only one that matters is Delia's. And once she
It's
heard
not our opinions.
once
though.
she heard that
Nadia makes some good tamales.
Yeah,
once she heard that they were putting
Underground.
here.
Underground
Yeah.
tamales are always good. The naughty ones.
The ones that aren't health inspected.
Yeah, so after she heard about it, she's been like, yeah.
It's gonna be
Like,
so
okay.
busy.
Literally,
Once
whenever
it-
you talk about tamales, all you just hear is just.
So busy.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's supposed to be run
Guys like
UTSA.
turkey?
I don't know exactly where, but I do know that it's actually going to be run by the daughter because
I
she
went to
graduated UTSA. So now
Oh,
that
wow.
she's graduated, they're gifting her a store over here as her
that's-
graduation gift.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I was like, my
Dang.
parents didn't give me shit for my graduation. Cool, she gets a whole restaurant. Awesome.
They're like, great, you can move out. Ah, great.
So you know,
That's what's up.
we're gonna have to go make friends with her so we can get some Texacola and nothing more
Hey,
Texas than
yeah,
tamales.
buddy.
Are you
Beep, beep.
best friend?
And... speaking of best friends, I saw that you guys are now gonna also be at that Jack Potato Bar.
Yeah,
getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, Jack's Potato Bar is carrying all of our flavors. They're another one. Had a great kind of reception with them, and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. I can't wait to get out there.
I was gonna say the potatoes look bomb. They had a soft opening Wednesday, but I was out of town, so I didn't get to go. But they
Damn.
look really, really good. So
That's
shout out
awesome.
to them, and keep a lookout. I think they're opening here within the next week or so.
Yeah,
So you make sure you get a Texacola or one of the other 2 wonderful flavors
yeah, exactly.
with your potato.
Necesito
Maybe we should
vida.
do a video where we just like take the 6-pack and we see what potato pairs pairs with them, like a wine.
Hey, I don't mind that at all.
baked French fry.
Well, no, because they have different ones.
Wedges.
They have one that's like just straight like pulled pork, and another one that's like
Curly.
shrimp, and then one that's
Yeah.
like no, like the
What?
potatoes. No, they're like baked potatoes, and then there's stuff. Each one has like a different stuffed baked
It
potato.
just
in them.
makes too much sense.
Whoa.
Like going brain, it's like so
Um,
simple that it's
so-
genius.
Food challenge.
So, next one here. Future uncertain about Fiesta 16 movie theater. The city's first multiplex to feature stadium seating. The Houston-based property has filed an application to rezone the land on Vance Jackson, currently occupied by the Regal Fiesta 16. The proposal would tear down the theater and put an apartment complex under 350 units. This would be a top-notch apartment complex with landscaping and blah blah blah. Regal has yet to respond. What do you think of? Is it a good idea to remove the theater and place an apartment complex there? I totally forgot it even exists.
Actually, that's by the Days of Allah area, so I do
Yes.
know of that theater.
It is like the last dollar movie because I think even the new dollar movie on Evers became
moving
a
out.
regular movie theater now with the
I think so.
thing. So now you're gonna have to either just get Netflix or actually pay to go to the movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yes.
There's still dollar movies.
I guess not after this one
well,
closes.
Yeah.
After this one, I guess not. But I honestly,
Don't matter to me.
I was gonna say honestly, it shouldn't even matter because if you go to like Santikos, they still have some that still have like $7 like night showing still. Like, they're not that bad.
Matinee. Yeah.
I know Northwest 14 right there on I-10. They still their night showing is still like $7.50 even like.
I know at
night.
AMC theaters, like a certain time, it's like $5.
And then that new one they redid on 35 there, Galaxy. That one as well is still like pretty good at night. And
You
then
know-
during the day it's only like $6.50.
You know what I'm missing? I'm
Mhm.
missing that guy that used to sell DVDs from his jacket.
Yes. Or
Or
in the
Have you
parking
seen
lot.
these?
I've got all first run. I've got all first run movies. Hey,
Jeez.
true story. That somebody broke into my house one time,
Mhm.
right? And neither going to confirm or deny. I had bootleg copies of DVDs everywhere.
Mhm.
And when the police came, I was like, "Oh, hide the bootleg."
Flush them.
Flush
Flush them all.
'em, flush 'em.
I was thinking,
like see all those bootleg movies. Like, okay.
no wonder they broke in. Never mind, he's gone.
Oh, this intruder just left all these bootleg DVDs here.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
I know what. I'm sorry, Mike. Thank you. Mom.
Oh, you go.
Live TV.
Well, that's what I was thinking the other day. I forgot we were talking about something.
That's funny.
Frostwire.
No, we were talking about something, and I was like, who doesn't pay for like a music service nowadays? It was like everybody has something, whether it's Spotify or like
Amazon.
yeah. I was like
Yeah.
or Pandora. They're paying like that $1 for
there it
the
is.
no
Some-
commercials,
Yeah.
and I was like thinking about it. I think 'cause somebody was asking me like, what websites can I go to
Mhm.
like?
Get free
Oh, that's what it was.
Mhm.
Well, for legal reasons, I'll just say a person I know. A person I know reached out.
protect yourself.
After we were eating, dinner, had asked me, "Hey, do you know a good link to stream the UFC fight?" And I'm just like, I haven't streamed a fight or anything in like a good like 4 or 5 years.
For real?
I was like,
Oh,
either
nah,
I'll
I
either
don't
like
do that either.
I'll either like hop on Facebook and just watch somebody live streaming it, like right when the fight starts, or I'll actually pay for it, or I'll go somewhere to watch it. I was like, I haven't like bootlegged anything in a long time.
It's actually pretty popular.
I know, but it's just like I haven't done it in a long time, and I'm just like, dang. I was like, I've been that bougie that I don't even like.
Yeah.
It's like it's either like it's like, well, I'm already gonna go eat, so I might as well go.
Welcome to the good life.
Right? I was
Right,
like,
don't
I was
have
like-
to worry about it.
I was like, I'm already gonna like go eat, so I might as well just go to Hooters and watch the fight there and just stay there
Facts.
or
Yeah.
there. I was like,
I'd be like that sometimes too.
yeah. So I was just like, I was like, I don't know, dude. I was like, I don't do that anymore, and I'm just like, what's wrong with me? Like 10 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, try this link or try this one and go to this one, and now you can try this one. I was like, now
I
I'm
think it
just
was
like,
after college.
now it's just like I don't even know. That's what I was
shoot.
talking about. I was like, even with music, like I don't even know where to download music anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you send us the link to download bootleg stuff?
Yes, somebody
I'm
please.
looking for it.
Bootleg link. If you know a bootleg link, go ahead and put it in the comments right now.
Times are tough, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Dang. I mean, you know, it's like I've been to that theater, so I mean, I've been there a long time ago, but yeah, it's been going downhill. So I mean, they should replace it with something with that somebody would use that area. So I mean, it's a
Probably.
good little project for them to deal with that.
so for people who love dollar movies,
Game over.
Yep, definitely. No more.
if you even knew where it was, because it was like so hidden in the back there.
Right.
But that whole area has just kind of been like bad because you've had what Ashley Furniture Store close. Yeah, like 4 or 5, or the Target there too. There was
Yeah.
a Target. At one point.
Targets. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just feel like that's kind of like a bad area in general. But on the other side of 10, it's growing way too much. Way too much of what it
So
is.
busy.
Everywhere.
I know. I have to drive in that area all the time.
So this sounds
Yeesh.
interesting. Full Belly Cafe and Bar opening
I need a full belly.
in San Antonio Stone Oak from Pearl Restaurant veterans. So Full Belly Cafe and Bar is a new all-day cafe in Stone Oak from Pearl chef James Moore. The cafe already opened called Full Belly, a chef-driven cafe in Brasillery with French Brazery or Brazery, yeah.
Brazier.
Brasillery. I'm still caught up with Roy's fucking shaving. With French,
The boys.
with French, Italian, American, Mediterranean, and Vietnamese influences.
Vietnamese?
Can I talk today?
You want me to read, bro?
This is normally where Donna talks. I just sit here and think my thoughts. The cafe will serve unique breakfast dishes that include carbonara, Spetzel?
I
Sure.
have no idea.
Sure.
We'll go with Spetzel.
Spretzel, yeah,
Eggs
sure.
Benedict with house-made. God damn it, Dom, take it away.
Oh my god!
Margie's?
You want me to start from the beginning?
No, we'll just
start
start
The
from
cafe
there.
will serve unique breakfast dishes that include carbonara, spatzel,
Next.
eggs Benedict, and house-made Merguez sausage, pecan pie, French toast, and gluten-free buckwheat pancakes and berry syrup. For lunch and dinner, there will be steak, frites, burgers, pizzas, sandwiches, and salads with duck confit, and salmon. Will you be visiting the restaurant? And what is your favorite cafe in town?
Can I get a translator for the damn menu?
Donna was like, I'm not gonna make it easy for these motherfuckers.
I know. It's just like, all right, give me a cowboy. Come on, Cutman. Yeah, that
She's
was
like, I'm not gonna be reading. I don't give up. Confit.
Confit.
You know the
Steak
French.
I'm gonna say I think
that
that's just like a
French-
steak, like patty, like deep fried. I think.
Well, either way.
Either way, it
good.
sounds expensive, and nothing.
I
They have-
mean, if
but
you
they-
want to, if you want a commercial, we got you.
Well, they have green hot sauce.
Oh, speaking
like-
of green hot
I was
sauce,
gonna say they're like, what does that all mean in English? It means we got French toast, we got some type of sausage, your eggs can be scrambled, and we got pasta. Okay, cool.
all right, sounds good. I'll be there.
Pancakes.
Say less.
Please say less. Just double checking on some more. over
Yeah, comments.
here.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna be.
We should just like put that like in the thing and just had Jose like pop it up so that way people could have just like read it themselves.
Themselves,
But then the people listening to the audio, the podcast would have been like, well, what the fuck's that? So yeah, I mean,
it's a lot of French food.
that sounds like
just
it's
to
a
say
really
that.
big. I was gonna say it sounds like a really big menu though. If you're gonna have burgers and pizzas and sandwiches and salads
Right.
and steaks and it's gonna be like
I mean, it
66
sounds- it's a
pages like
full
cheesecake.
Belly
Yeah, that sounds like a full belly.
sounds like a full belly there.
A full belly and empty pockets.
Facts.
That was the original name, but they realized people wouldn't show up if it's called empty pockets. So
So we'll call it full bellies.
we'll finish up here with this last one. So it says here, Southtown or the Pearl? That's an easy question, but anyway,
Yeah.
a resident realtor from each neighborhood weighs in. Knip, a real estate broker, watched the window of her fourth floor apartment at the Pearl as neighbors moved in and the brewery blossomed in an expanding mixed use development centered around landmark restaurants. The real estate broker still lives in the complex and has trouble selling clients on the complex's urban village atmosphere. That sounds racist. During a trip to Italy, Knick noted how similar living styles to the Pearl and thinks that's what makes the Pearl as popular as it is. The success of development has sparked a construction boom along the Broadway corridor, skyrocketing property taxes.
A lot of finances.
Elizabeth Lutz, a realtor of Southtown, hasn't found many occasions recently to dust off her sales pitch for her Southtown neighborhood. Clients are ready to settle in the area. Lutz noted that there are few house flippers operating in Kings William than there was a few years ago, due to the high property prices and the hassle of negotiating to the Historic and Design Review Commission. Both Southtown and the Pearl are known for their walkability, welfare restaurants, and hefty price tags, and Southtown 101. So what is your pick, the Pearl or Southtown, and why?
Southtown 101.
I mean,
Obvious
I would have to say
reasons.
Southtown,
Southtown.
mainly because you're so close to downtown. I feel like the Pearl, you're there, but there's not really much around there
Yeah, it's like a
until you get to the actual downtown
Yeah,
part.
They're both. You can't. To me, I can't compare them. Right.
Mhm.
And I
they
think-
both have their value.
Yeah, I can't. So moving into the market, like when I got my art degree, right? Southtown is always where it's been, right? It's more. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's more organic and authentic, and that's what I like about it.
Mhm.
And then what I like about the Pearl is that it's kind of like it's edgier, like it's push. You
true.
know what I mean? It's got like more of a. It's pushing further, edgier.
Yeah.
So I like
the
that.
boundaries.
Yeah,
They're pushing the boundaries
I
over
like
there.
I like that, right? I like that sort of like push. But then I come back to Southtown because we're really where I hang out. I hang out at the coffee shops down here and everything. And
Definitely.
it's more. It's probably it. So like we created Southtown, and the pearl was kind of manufactured in
Mhm.
a way, but not.
They were an after product of Southtown.
Yeah,
Every time, every time I think of the Pearl, I think of that episode of South Park when they opened what's it called? I forget. What they go to like the Chinatown, and they make it like SoFlo something. The name and all they did was just gentrify that
Like the
area, and
area,
that's
yeah.
kind of like the
The
way I feel like
upbeat
with the
area.
Pearl. And that's kind of what I feel like with the Pearl. Like that's where you
Yeah.
want to go when you want to like
Show
the
off.
people that are like, oh, I'm not San Antonian. I'm high class. I can do this. Like that's where the Pearl goes because they do have some cool stuff there, like you said,
Yeah,
going out of the
kind
edge.
of pricey. but
And then
yeah.
over here, I feel like it is the heart. Southtown is the heart of the South
heart.
Side because
you can be yourself.
one, it's historic.
Yeah.
You can be yourself, but you have that community. I don't really see like many people over here like having beef with another one, at least that I
Yeah.
know of. Like it's always like unified, whether it's
Mhm.
you know, down the street here or there are over there. And then there's just so, like, the restaurants themselves are historic as well. Like, you got Taco Haven right here in the corner.
They've been here forever. Exactly.
yeah,
Our
and-
foundation.
And then, like Frankie Diablo's like there, they were almost gonna go out. The whole community united together and said,
Right.
"All right, let's raise money and get you back on track." So like I see the unity here. I mean, the Pearl's great though.
Yeah,
you
it's
know, when you're
great.
gonna go on
We're
a
not
date-
even bashing on it. It's
when
just,
you're gonna go on a date or you wanna, you know,
Yeah,
Show
no, that's-
off.
Yeah, that's it.
ooh, I get handmade stuff. What's good?
and then
Right.
get other hand stuff later.
the, they got some mean ramen there at one place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the shakes are really good too from that other burger place next to it.
Yeah.
Dang.
And that's
Sounds
kind of
good.
like the, I guess you can say the cultural, the culinary bubble too. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
culinary
very,
That's
like,
what it is, really. I think
Yeah.
it's
Culture, culinary. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like everybody's just like, oh yeah, look, I got the restaurant here.
and it does show, like, I think that, like, from a modern city perspective, that
Mhm.
that's kind of like our, like, hey, we can play here too,
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
hey, New York, San Francisco, you know, big cities.
They have their little areas.
Here's our like
Mm.
spot that shows that we
Got
yeah, we
culture.
can do that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got fancy.
We got fancy.
So
I
we
did,
got,
go
Fancy.
to, I did go to Jazz, Texas. I mean,
Yeah.
that talk about, but that show was. I mean, that's
Stepping it
a
up.
legit
Mhm.
show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. I'd go do that, and then go down to
Downtown.
RJ Pavilion and
Mhm.
listen to Toronto music.
There you go.
Keep it real.
I head out to Sancho's for listening to Galleros. Shout out to Galleros.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be there this
Yeah.
Sunday, or they'll be here tonight at Sancho's.
Sancho's.
So we're getting ready to wrap up the show. So one thing that Donna totally forgot, that I'm just gonna mention because I don't even know why we had this last topic. They're talking about moving the Como La Flor Festival here to San Antonio.
Ooh, I saw that.
So we know everybody knows our thoughts on anything Selena related, but what's your thoughts on that?
That's awesome, man. I kind of feel bad for Corpus, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that San Antonio could probably,
Be the center.
yeah. Well, I think there's enough dollar support here
Mhm.
and such a big fan base. I think that's so cool. I heard something about maybe having inside the Alamo Dome,
Hey,
which was like, all right.
upgrading.
I'm all for it, but they need to put the talent out there because the first
Yeah.
year they had all the talent, and after that, which is why it was declining, was just that they don't put the talent. They're just like, okay, well.
Yeah,
And then I know the whole thing with Corpus losing it was that they wanted the city to come up with $1 million for the festival and shut down like all these streets and stuff. So
Yeah.
and it's like
It's hard. Because they're not that big of a city, town.
yeah, and that's tough. I think that here at least it's kind of crazy because like we don't have the big corporate dollars of Houston and Dallas, but we have more corporate dollars than Corpus.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
So maybe that's
Because everybody looks at Austin like, oh, that's where I'm gonna go for a music festival and all that.
yeah.
And I think I think that this would also give us some kind of point that we're gonna be like, we can do music festivals too.
And maybe do it, around the culture of Selena and her
Yeah.
vibe, right?
Mhm.
Because
Bring a
That's
lot
some-
of music
that's-
people here.
Yeah, because really highlighting, especially Hispanic artists.
Such an influence, yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
it's like you can own that. We can
Yeah.
mix it. We're very. It's natural for us to own that, right? We
Mhm.
should just own it.
Just like the halftime show at the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. Come on.
Oh wow.
Taco, taco, burrito, burrito. I love that.
From South
that meme when they just do it on top of her dancing. So as we wrap this up, how can everybody get a hold of social media wise? Stuff
Well,
like
we're
that,
at our Instagram and our is at Southside Craft Soda. Our handle on Facebook at Southside Craft Soda. Our Twitter feed, Twitter Southside Soda. So those are all. Our website's always up and running. We always have a lot of stuff, a lot of great content at SouthsideCraftSoda.com. And then just most importantly, you know, appreciate people supporting local and buying the product to keep us kind of to keep us in the game, right? If people don't buy our product and we can't push product and we don't get that support, you know, we just become history. And so that's the real matter of fact about it. For any local owned company, you know, it's like we have to support it, otherwise it goes away. Kind of what happened to Frankie, right? Same thing. It's like help the people that are driving.
We got to unite.
Yes,
right.
And I mean, especially when you have such a good product, it's really hard to keep
Right.
that from happening. So
Yeah. So you got to stay on top of it.
yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody who comes on the show, they're like, "Can I
Looking
get some more?"
forward to it.
Everybody's like, "Can I get some more?" There was I get like 2 or 3 people like a week that message us that they're like, "Can I just come on and just like drink the soda? Like, I don't want to be a guest. I just want to like come drink the soda." And I'm like, "Or you can just go to the store and buy one. It's cool."
Yeah.
They just go to the store and buy it.
Just go buy one.
Just come on at the store. It's fine.
Don't be a soda whore.
Right, but definitely, and once again, we appreciate you giving a chance on us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
We
yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
it so much.
Sponsoring us. We do appreciate it.
We love these empty bottles as well.
I know the first case, I literally saved all the bottles because I was like, I don't know if he just wants us to like get him back every bottle of them, and then he was like, "Oh, here's another case." Like, all right, cool, I'm throwing all these out. I was like, I'm recycling all of these in.
Yeah, we gotta
Here, let
find
me
it.
refill those for you.
Yeah, if somebody out there wants to figure out how to recycle these things, it's, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because the first ones, I think, the first ones were what were left over because you had gone somewhere and they were wet, so you were just like, "Here, take these."
Right.
So I was like, taking the bottles, like, well, he could just fill up these bottles again, and then when I went back, he's like, "All right, here's another case." Here you go. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
well, I'll just get
I
it.
know. I wish we could do that. I need to figure out how to do that. Yeah.
Do it back like in Mexico, get a nickel.
Yeah, right?
Get
People
it.
still do that?
But yeah, that wraps up the show for the week. So next
Definitely.
week again, Donna's gonna be out, so Natasha's gonna fill in. So Nathaniel 210 will be here doing this. So I promise we'll get the words right next week.
Yeah, the culture pot.
Yes, and we have Skyline Crafters, and we have a big surprise that we can finally announce next Sunday. It's been under wraps. We've been trying our best not to let it leak out, so we get to leak it next week, and I'm so happy to announce it.
Ooh, you better follow.
Yes, so make sure you follow. And again, thank you for being on the show here with us.
Thank you,
Awesome,
Andrew.
brother. Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Thank
it,
you,
and of
guys.
course, anytime you want to come by,
Yeah.
we're here Sundays.
All day. Just simply.
So with that
Not all
being-
day.
So with that being said, I'm G,
I'm Dom.
I'm DJ.
Andrew.
and for 210 Culture,
Bringing the best of 210 Nation.